All right, I'll cover this one because this is a really weird and interesting story. And John Bredehoff is a former proposal contact of mine. He's a veteran in the industry. He really knows what he's talking about, and he's actually one of my personal references too when I apply for jobs. Okay, so he is sharing this thread that is really disturbing, interesting. Let's go to the top of it. I gotta go to the top of it. I had the police called on me today for being at a business in my wheelchair with my older daughter. I wish that was an exaggeration, but it's not. I bought a ticket to an indoor play area that was accessible, large, wide open, and near an accessible bathroom, by the way, so no obvious indication wheelchair users couldn't enter the space. At a mall, and was told by the manager I had to leave because wheelchairs posed a safety risk. I asked what kind of safety risk could be posed by a wheelchair and was told it was just company policy and our daughter could not enter. Eventually, he said kids might run into me and hurt themselves. There were also tables and chairs throughout the space. People go to such extremes just to be discriminatory. I mean, we have ADA compliance regulations. This is so crazy that this happened. All right, I said I bought a ticket, and this was a violation of the disability discrimination ordinance. That must be like a specific state regulation because at the federal level it's called ADA. And that my daughter and I would not be leaving simply because of my wheelchair. The manager called the police on me. Thankfully, the police agreed that I couldn't legally be asked to leave just because of my wheelchair and said I could stay. But wow. I guess it was smart for their business because, much to their chagrin, they've ensured I will be back at least once. I'm most upset my daughter had to see it. I know, right? Like, that's the hardest part is that when you have to go through these sorts of battles and it's in front of your own kids, it's like, it's so hard because you have to figure out like how to handle the situation in such a way that they're not seeing the worst of you, but you want to give them the worst of you. Like, it's so hard. And even worse, I assume this means disabled children can't visit either. Oh, God, you're probably right. Like, what is their problem with wheelchairs? If you're afraid, like, you're hiding bombs in the wheelchair or whatever, like, can't you just, like, don't you have, like, can't you, don't you have methods of detecting this shit? Note, I'm not currently in the US, but am from there. This happens everywhere, unfortunately, or at least everywhere I've lived. Although this was certainly on the more extreme end. So I don't know if this actually happened to the US or not, but there are a lot of people in the world who are willing to discriminate against disabled people and come up with incredible reasons. You can see how many times this is getting reshared. Like the numbers are updating on my screen. Um, uh, the thing is, you've got dogs that can smell for bomb material. You have ways of detecting whether or not we're trying to hide something in a wheelchair or whatever. Like this matters to me too because like I have purposely not gotten a wheelchair. I've been trying to force myself to walk so that I can regain the ability to walk, but it's I'm probably going to have a permanent limp, right? So I totally feel this. I totally feel this. This is I don't know what country he's in right now. Um I don't know what country he's in right now, but we've seen this sort of behavior all over the place, and there are definitely a lot of MAGA types too that would take. I mean, I've had like, for those of you who follow me, you have seen how I have personally been harassed as a handicapped person because I've been parking in a handicapped spot in front of my condo. I've had people come after me and tell me, "You're not handicapped, you're capable of walking upstairs." Yeah, very slowly, dragging my left leg, I can get up the stairs. My mom has a permanent handicap placard because she has two knee replacements, right? She's capable of getting up the stairs too. It takes her some time, but she can do it. It doesn't mean she's not handicapped. There are some clowns out there that are so fucking insensitive to what the rest of us might be facing because they personally are not facing it, right? And then at the same time, they want to impose all of their bullshit on us. I was just talking to a friend the other day, and I'm like, hang on, shh, shh, shh. That dude who's been harassing me for 2.5 years is walking by with like 4 little girls right now. And the reality, he lives like in a 3-bedroom townhouse with like 8 kids and his wife. And that's why he's trying to take over the pool. So you want to impose your bullshit on us while at the same time being like, you can't park in the handicap space. I'm going to throw out a smear campaign against you and tell my neighbors that you're leering at the children if you park there. Oh my God, even. Um, that's how they do. That's how people do. They project all of the bullshit in their own life onto their neighbors and the people around them. That's amazing. This guy had to go through this. That sucks. But at least the police agreed with him.